they put everything together, from organizing the menu to organizing these chairs so that they're in this perfect V shape, so that nobody has to crick their necks trying to figure out who's speaking up front. And also want to thank everybody else who's here sitting in the crowd. It was much appreciated that you came and joined us tonight. Much more than what we were expecting to show up. And it means a lot to us, because you're the ones who are bringing the party. Even though we would have been just fine with the bridal party and the groom's party up here, it makes it so much better that you're here tonight. So there's some gentlemen sitting off to my side in their dates that some of you may not know already. And although I haven't known them the longest out of everyone that I've known in my life, they've been the people that I've known the best and have been my best and strongest friends. Because I'm the type of person that learns lessons through my friends that are close to me rather than just being out in life. So to introduce some of them, let's get started. Adam Perrin, he's the best man. He's the outspoken one of the group. Ask him anything about Texas or finances, and you can literally wind him up and watch him go. He'll talk for an hour. The upside of that is he's given me some of the best advice I've received, which includes telling me to not propose to Mary on top of the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas, and instead here in Bloomington. Which, was that good? Yes. Qualified judge. He's going to give me a phone. We also have Greg Cabanda. He's one of the most personable people I know. Whenever we go anywhere, it seems like he knows half the people in the room. Whether it's back at school, the professors and new students, whether it's out at work and just colleagues, or just at the bars knowing random people. I don't know. But he knows them. And one thing that's been, I've been very fortunate to have, especially with Greg, is that some of you may not know this, but as soon as I got into grad school, I decided I was too cool for school, senior year of undergrad, and I kind of gave up. Well, the graduate advisors didn't quite like my new GPA, and they were about to shoot me out of grad school. Fortunately, I called Greg, who is still down here. He was here to stick his foot in the door before it slammed shut in front of me, and keep it open long enough for me to come down and plead my case to finally get back into grad school, and I'm very thankful for that. We have Brian Sachs. Brian Sachs is one of the more even-keeled people in the group. So, and the story I'm going to tell is actually kind of contrary to that, but still. So when we were in Las Vegas most recently, we got back from a night out, we stopped by the blackjack tables, we decided to go up to bed, and went to sleep, woke up in the morning, and we couldn't find Brian. And for all of you that have seen The Hangover, we're looking around like, where did he go? Like, we're going to have to go pick him up from jail, or we don't know what he got into. So the first thing we do is just walk downstairs, and of course he's sitting at the same table that we were at before. He hadn't moved. But he was sitting there, this is a $10 table. He was sitting there with a stack of $5,000 beside him.
No, I knew about this, and I was like, why didn't you walk away?
So he kind of taught me that I could do anything I put my mind to, right? Also have Bill down on the end. Yeah. Bill is one of those people that always has a positive attitude no matter what. He's kind of like the guy where you'll go up to him, you just did what? So we'll have gone out to the bars before and have a late night. He comes out and works like a double shift. He was working a job over in grad school as well. Comes out, works a double shift, shows up at the gaze competition. Well, we were all sleeping throughout the day. And even does better than us. And he all does it with a smile on his face. And so he taught me that having a positive attitude is contagious. I'm very thankful for that. Joe Castor, he's the one that can always get it done. Whenever I first met him, it was at the introduction care of Greg. At the introduction to Greg, because we were looking for a new roommate. And whenever I started talking to Joe, I think that the conversation went something like, we introduced ourselves, hey Matt, I'm Matt, hey I'm Joe, nice to meet you. I said, I'm looking for a roommate. And I said, yeah, I'm looking for a place to stay. Asked if you want to live with us, and we signed the lease later that week. And that's that's one of the things, one of the values that I've learned from him as well, is just diving in head first and getting started and getting the work done. Dan, as well. Yeah, Emerson's over here. Dan, by marrying Mary, I've also gained a brother through this. I'm very fortunate to have had some great conversations with you, and I know that in the future it'll always be great because I know that at the family functions I'll always have somebody to talk to. Thank you. Sorry. So that's it for the introductions. And to wrap up, I want to thank Mary's parents, Emily and Mark. Thank you very much for being so accommodating and welcoming to me and to your family. That's something I was very fortunate to have early on in Mary and I's relationship, and I'm very thankful to have you as future mother and father. Thank you. And that is all I have, but I think that Mary has a few words as well.
Okay, so I have to like read this because I'm not sure it's I just want to take a few moments to talk about the people that are here that are important in my life. And I'll start out with my two readers for our ceremony. First off is Shar. She is my godmother and one of my mom's best friends. You've been a source of love and support. You've seen me through all of my sacraments in the church, and I'm so glad that you're here to see me through this one, and that you're here to play such a big part. And then there's Jessie. Jessie and I have known each other since we were about 2 years old. We went through public school and Sunday school together. And while we haven't been the closest of friends the whole time, I know that we periodically just call each other up, meet at Starbucks, and hash it out for hours just talking and catching up. So I know that we're going to be friends for a very long time, and thank you for always being on the other side of that Starbucks table. And I have my bridesmaids. The most important is Kate. She's my matron of honor and my sister. We're only 2 years apart, so we've been pretty close growing up. You've always been that person that I've had to be by my side at all the awkward family functions. Or you're just a phone call away on any boring day. I'm glad to have always had you in my life, and I'm glad that you're going to be my right hand woman. And then I have Whitney, Allie, and Rachel. They all go together. The four of us have been best friends for quite a long time. We all knew each other growing up, but around 6th or 7th grade, we became inseparable. We had a lot of other friends, but it was always the four of us. We did everything together, from playing on sports teams together to, let me see what my list was. We took our senior pictures together, we had our open house together. And the four of us were very different, and we all brought different qualities to the four-person friendship. Allie was always that down-home country girl who liked to be barefoot at her house. Whitney, she was the boy chaser and the girly girl. Rachel, she was the most popular of the four of us and had the most clothes, which was obvious because we stole all of her clothes every weekend. I'm not sure how you guys would have described me, but maybe as the voice of reason. We're all so different, but those differences came together to make some crazy memories. We joke now that it's a good thing we didn't drink in high school, because a lot of the things we did you have to mix without. I love you each so much, and thank you for continuing to be such a big part of my life. Erica and Stephanie, you also come as a pair. Erica, Steph, and I lived together all 4 years of undergrad. Erica and I met because we were random roommates, and Stephanie lived just down the hall, but she took the opportunity to stay in my room anytime I left for the weekend because she was not so lucky with her vacation. Although freshman year we didn't really have a choice whether or not to live together, we chose for the next 3 years to stay best friends. I knew it was some of the best 4 years of my life, and I owe it to you. Lastly, I want to thank the parents. Julie and Steve, thank you for raising Matt to be such a wonderful baby. Mom and Dad, thank you for raising me the way you did. Mom, you've always been such a great role model, supporter, and I find more and more similarities between us as I get older. This is both reassuring and terrifying. And Dad, I always thought of you as a great role model for myself through your success in your career and your compassion to others. Also, they say women end up with a man like their father. And I didn't really think that this was going to happen, but I think in my case it's true. I didn't think Matt was anything like you at first. But over time I saw some similarities, and especially in the last several months as we get closer to the wedding, it's crazy. They're both tall and annoyingly skinny. They both love cereal for breakfast. And I'm not having campers if there is not milk that time. They both know a surprising amount about the most random things, especially if it pertains to how things work. They're fixers. I've never and will never want for a handyman, because I have to. They both eat food only when it is presented to them. It's not a priority. If left long enough, they'll fend for themselves. But they each have just one dish that they can make on their own. For Dad, it's hot dogs. For Matt, it's spaghetti. And if you don't know what spaghetti is, it's a can of chili heated up and poured over spaghetti. And they're both total goofballs. Little did I know it, but you were not only a role model for me, but also a role model for the husband I would find.
Okay, hopefully, as I misstated, it probably wasn't boring, but we are ready to dinner, and we will let Matt and Mary lead the way in the wedding party. If you want to just head down the line, and then we'll just go table by table and enjoy your dinners.